Last year, I decided to stop wearing black and explore color more deeply, and I had no idea that I would enjoy it this much. As many creatives, I did have my all black period. If I'm really honest, it wasn't because I was so mysterious or so focused on texture and shape or any other fluff. I was hiding. I didn't want to be seen, and black just felt like a safe option. After I started working with the color season theory and figuring out what colors work for me both physically and aesthetically, everything changed. I started building the wardrobe in a very particular color scheme. Lots of greens, browns, rust, really nice, warm, earthy colors. I love working with these colors. I love how they make me feel and how they complement my natural complexion, and also together they're really easy to style and mix and match. But then this summer happened. All summer we were sourcing new fabrics for the shop, and we came across a roll of the softest black cotton linen fabric. And I kept circling around it thinking, what a shame, I don't wear black anymore. And on our evening walks along the river, I would also see women wearing these beautiful black dresses, and they all looked so beautiful and so chic. And again, I was thinking, what a shame, I don't wear black anymore. But then I remembered that I'm a grown-up and I can change my mind. So I made an executive decision to make myself a black dress using that fabric. I actually do look good in black. It is within my color palette, so why not? And a black dress is a black dress. It's a staple, it's classic, so I could always use one. And if you're new here, hi, my name is Liza Bennett. I'm designer, educator, and co-founder of Arkdefo. For many women, pattern drafting feels confusing and out of reach, so I made it my mission to show you that it doesn't need to be. I teach in a calm, practical way, so designing and making clothes that actually fit you becomes something that you enjoy, not something you fear. And if you love working with high quality, beautiful fabrics, we also source 100% natural deadstock fabrics from manufacturers here in Portugal, including this black cotton linen fabric I'm using in this video. Everything is linked below. Let's continue. First, let me show you the general idea for the dress. It's based on this top that I randomly found on Pinterest ages ago. I love the ruffles, but I want to turn it into a short dress. Fit and flare, inseam pockets, nothing extraordinary. If you've seen any of our recent videos, you know that I'm in a lazy design mode. I have a few designs that I love, so I just keep tweaking the same patterns, nothing extra new this year. I have a pattern for this exact short dress, which I want to change a little bit. It is a beautiful dress, I love it very much, but I do find that the amount of flare in the skirt is a little bit too much for my style, so I would like something more minimal. By the way, if you want to see how to design this particular pattern step by step, then check out this video. So this dress consists of multiple panels, 2 panels for the front and 3 panels on the back. Each panel has flares around the skirt, right? So what I want to do, I want to reduce the amount of flare. How I'm doing this? I'm reducing it by the same amount for every panel, that in the final measurement, my hips still fit in and there is still space for movement. I don't wear anything tight, and this dress should not be tight. So on the pattern, I just mark the line from the waistline down where my hips roughly are, and I decide on the final circumference I want for this dress. So if my hips are around 110, it has to be at least 130. So there is plenty of space around my hips. The original dress was much bigger, but now I know the number I'm working with, and I will reduce each side by the same amount to just make the skirt less flary, and that's it. And I can't tell you how smug I felt in this moment. I was imagining how I filmed this voiceover saying, and that's it, this is how I completely changed the shape of the dress simply by taking off some volume from the skirt. Look at me bringing the fabric through and being oh so dramatic. And now we're about to witness the face that says it all. Here she is, realizing that the dart positioning on this pattern is wrong and won't work for the dress. Why? Let's break it down. Look, this dress has the princess line darts that go from the armpit down. And it doesn't work for the new one because I want to have the line going through the shoulder, both front and back, because this is exactly where I'll be inserting the first ruffle. The good news is that the darts are movable, and that's exactly what I'm gonna do now. It's not a disaster, it's just a mild annoyance. I just forgot how the pattern was made, but I can fix it in a matter of minutes. I will move my armpit dart into the shoulder and do the same on the back. The only thing here, I need to make sure that my princess line darts align both on the front and back shoulder, that they match. And why I keep talking so much about the importance of understanding what you're doing, not just following instructions, because you are in full control. And one more thing I want to do with a new dress is to raise up the neckline. See here, it's a little bit dropped, but I'm making a different color. I'll be making a mandarin color, so I want it to be a little bit higher. I just get a block and redraw the higher neckline. How I'm doing this, I'm just taping a little bit paper to the pattern. And while I'm at it, I'll also correct the shoulder. In my original dress, I have a dropped shoulder for the more relaxed sleeve, but in the new one, there are no sleeves, so I need to raise up the shoulder a little bit. And speaking of sleeveless, I should have used the block that I have specifically made for sleeveless garments where everything here sits nicely. But remember, I'm in the lazy mode, so what I will do, I will just remove a little bit extra fabric during the fitting. As you can see, this design is really not tight, so it's pretty easy to make corrections on the go. One thing about this fabric, it frays quite a bit. Pretty loose weave, which makes it great for summer, but also makes it very fraying. So in this case, I will cut my details with a little bit extra seam allowance and overlock them before anything else. It kind of creates extra work, but it makes working with it much easier. Why does cotton linen fabric smell like agriculture? Why does it smell like nature?
Because they're derived from natural fibers. Cotton from the cotton plant and linen from the flax plant. These fibers are grown in fields, absorbing sunlight, water, and soil nutrients, which can give them a distinctive earthy scent. Additionally, during the processing and weaving of the fibers, residues from the plant material can contribute to this natural aroma. It's a bit like the smell of fresh grass or hay, reminding us of the outdoors and natural environments.
Does it mean that it will be easy for the fabric to keep on the smell of my favorite perfume?
Yes, because cotton and linen are natural fibers with a porous structure. They do tend to absorb and hold on to scents well. This means that your favorite perfume can linger on the fabric longer, allowing you to enjoy its fragrance throughout the day. The natural fibers can act like a gentle reservoir for the scent, making it a lovely way to carry your fragrance with you.
That's the thing that I'm doing a lot. When I'm working on something, I try it a lot in the process. That's why I'm so slow in the making. And the one thing, I have not designed second ruffle that goes over here, kind of in the armhole, because I wasn't sure how wide I want it to be. If it's the same width, it'll be sticking over here, which is fine. But as you can see, this fabric is not holding shape that well. It's kind of a bit soft, so I want the second ruffle to be underneath and a little bit support this one. So actually, I kind of want it to be almost the same, like visually, almost the same as this one, maybe like sticking out like this much, more or less the same line. So I can just take the ruler, find my shoulder and position it at the edge. And I'm gonna see where it hits it. It's 9 centimeters. So my second ruffle should be about 9-10 centimeters, maybe 11, but definitely not 18. Because if it was 18, like the first one, okay, a little bit of the width is eaten by the seam allowances, but you know, to be over here, that's too much. So over here, sticking too much should be falling again down. I don't want that. So I kind of want it just to be supporting this top ruffle and then going into nothing, probably way before the armhole. And another thing I might have to do is to a little bit adjust the armhole shape, because I kind of just drew it on the pattern, and the original pattern was for the garment with sleeves. Yeah, it's a bit further away, which I don't hate. So when I'm not sure what I do, I just stitch it and see it. That's the easiest way. So I'll add the ruffle and I think like down here or something. Then I can stitch the side seam, also add the pockets at the same time, and then I can see how it looks. And if it's too far away, I can just bring it in. So kind of remove this extra width here. That's all. I love intuitive design. I love adjusting things in the way. That's how I work. It might not be how you work, but I love it that way. And most importantly, once again, when you understand what you do, you don't need instructions. There is one issue, which I really don't like. I finished second ruffle. Here it is. And just bias tape. Nice and clean finish. I realized that I hate the original ruffle on the back. See on the front, it's kind of smaller here, growing up. And on the back, it's just floppy. It's too wide over here, and I don't know how I missed it in the very beginning, but oh well. So problem with that is that it's too heavy, so it kind of flops funny. I don't like it, so I'm gonna have to redo it. So the problem here is that I already top stitched it and it's also overlocked inside, so I'm gonna have to redo it. What's the plan? I will reduce the length here by about, I don't know, 10 centimeters, and then also correct the shape of the ruffle. So here is what I've done. It might look a bit weird, I just came up with it on the go. I need to correct both ruffles and I don't want to completely unpick them. That's too much work. I want to do it quicker. First, I mark 10 centimeters up. This is where my ruffle will be entering the seam, right? So I need to unpick all of this. And then I marked a few more 10 centimeter sections so that I can visually see that the shape of both of my ruffles is the same. So for example, at this is my entry point now to the seam. At this 10 centimeter mark, my ruffle is at 8 centimeters, and I do the same on the other side and I just redraw it. And this is just like, you know, the grid that helps me to see what I'm doing. And because it's chalk, it'll be easy to remove it with water. You know, one thing I love when mistakes like this happen, because they give me the chance to show you how to correct them. It's almost impossible to force something like this, to engineer a mistake. It's never the same. So I'm actually happy that this happened. So look, this side here is how it used to be. See how heavy the ruffle is. This kind of is really flopping down. And this side is light and airy. The ruffle is kind of ruffling more because I removed that extra bulk. So here you can even see it around my elbow, which is not really, it could be an option maybe, but not in this case. It just looks heavy. Here, much better. This is me trying it on in between. I haven't even stitched the back, so nothing is done. I'm just checking how it looks. Much better, much better. This dress is taking way longer than I planned, and I'm at the stage of, do I hate it? I wanted to show you one thing about the pockets. I always attach them in the process. So I first spin them here, not sure why, it's way too high. So you always need to test with your hand how it feels. The old position was higher, so it was like entry. This is a mark for what it used to be. This is not comfortable, so I have to go from here. It just doesn't work. I pinned it too high. Now this is a new position, so the pocket sits basically right below the waistline and kind of right on the hip. So here's my hip and here's the entry to the pocket. My hand goes in and my arm is still a bit bent. This is the comfortable posture for the pocket. If you make them too low or too deep, I know that there's always conversation about women's pockets being not deep enough. Keep in mind, if you make them too deep and your arm will fall like way too much down, you won't have support for your hand and it will be very uncomfortable. A few more words about the fit. The way you want your garment to sit on you is a choice that you make before designing a pattern. Remember those blocks I had earlier? These ones? Each block has its own ease built into it. And ease determines how the garment will sit on you, tighter or looser. The reason why I so often get comments wondering how I don't get it. The garment is clearly loose, but at the same time it looks kind of tailored on you. How are you doing that? The answer is very simple. Every single pattern is based on my measurement. So even when I want the garment to sit looser on me, to have this oversized fit, it still looks like it's made for me because it has me in it. My loose fit is designed around my body, and that's why it always looks good. It's intentional. And before I even cut into the fabric, I'm already thinking, how am I going to style this garment? I prefer the belt to finish this tailored look, not the garment itself. I want to have space in my dresses. I want to have breathing room. I never want them to be too tight. However, if you want to design something that is really snug to your body, you follow the exact same steps, the only difference being that you're using different blocks, the ones with smaller ease. If you take only one thing from this video, let it be this. When you are designing clothes, you are the designer and only your decisions matter. There is nobody watching. There is nobody giving you grades. You can absolutely create what you want to wear. Your design decisions are the only ones that matter. If it makes sense to you, it doesn't have to make sense to anyone else. You are in charge. And here is the dress. As you can see, it's a little bit looser here, right? So nothing is too tight. And I don't like how it looks without the belt. It was designed to be worn with a belt. One little problem, I don't have a correct size belt. I need to punch some extra holes here. We're gonna do it this way for now, but I hope you see the vision. A lot less flouncing going on, and I love it. I am absolutely in love with the ruffles. It's just such a simple detail that elevates the most simple cotton linen dress, takes it to the new level. Pockets, obviously, because dresses must have pockets. In full transparency, I haven't had a chance to wear it yet. The weather just suddenly turned. But this for sure will be my go-to next summer, and I'm sure I'll be making more of similar dresses because this is the moment. I love it. And also, this design complements my pear shape beautifully because it adds extra volume to my shoulders. Then we have the cinched waist, and then the fabric is just flowing over my hips. Nothing is too tight. To me, perfect. I really hope that you enjoyed this video and it was helpful, and if so, please remember to hit that like button and subscribe to our channel. And once again, if you want to learn how to design and make your own clothes in a simple, easy to follow way, or you're looking for 100% natural fiber fabrics, check the links below this video, and I'll see you next time.